As T2 opens the month of September, just 8 matches remain with both Portland and today's visitors in the thick of a tight playoff race in the Western Conference. Orange County brings in a 3-match win streak to Providence Park, while Timbers 2 will play 5 of their final 8 at home, hoping to climb the table and improve their playoff positioning. It's match day 27 as Portland Timbers 2 welcomes Orange County SC to Soccer City, USA. We mentioned the tight standings. Let's take a look at them right off the bat. Phoenix Rising running away with things at the top of the table, but you can see from basically spots 3 down to 11 or 12, really bunched up with a win today for either Orange County, who's in 9th, or Portland Timbers 2, who are in 11th, can vault themselves up the top of the table in a big-time way as we head down the stretch run of the season. Welcome into the broadcast booth here at Providence Park alongside 2-time MLS Cup champion, former Portland Timbers defender Nat Borchers. I'm Fletcher Johnson. Nat, momentum for Portland is going to be key down the stretch with so many matches coming at home.
Yeah, momentum's so key now for T2. They've got 5 of the next 6 here at home. They've struggled at home, Fletcher. They've only gone 4-4-4 here. They haven't been dominant like you would hope they would be. So they really need to figure out how they want to play. Do they want to defend and bunker in and try to transition into the counter, or do they want to dominate with possession? And that's a big question for them tonight against this Orange County team.
Yeah, for Orange County, 3 matches straight with a victory, but just 2-5-5 on the road this season.
And it's mentality for them as well, trying to figure out how they want to play on the road for the rest of the season. They need to get points. This is a really important time of the year for them. And for T2, they have to be aware of how difficult they are to play against Orange County in transition because they have so many weapons that can hurt you in the attack.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our players to watch. We'll start off with Portland Timbers 2. Christian Ojeda, the 20-year-old Argentinian, has really come on as the season's gone along, a goal and assist in the last 3 matches.
And Christian Ojeda is just oozing confidence right now, working things in the midfield, creating those final passes, and that left foot just been so wicked, and he can really just shoot from distance, and he's been such an important player for T2 recently.
Meanwhile, for Orange County, the imposing number 9 in the box will be Michael Seaton. 6-foot Jamaican, leads this team in goals and formerly played with the MLS Timbers.
Yeah, and he's got blazing speed. He can absolutely run in behind you, run into those channels, so T2 is going to have to be aware of his runs into the channels, and of course, when the ball goes wide for Orange County, you have to be aware of his runs into the box.
This is the 9th all-time meeting between Portland Timbers 2 and Orange County SC. Portland just 2-4-2 all-time against the visitors today, but one of those victories came on June 22nd, a 2-0 win down in Southern California. Portland goes for the season sweep. Coming up next, we got starting lineups and opening kickoff from Providence Park.
Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com.
We're back live at Providence Park, just about set for kickoff between Portland Timbers 2 and Orange County SC in a crucial Western Conference clash, playoff positioning on the line. Cameron Knowles, the head man for T2 in his second season, 26, 23, and 12 as a manager, assisted by Andrew Greger and Aiden Brown. This is the starting 11 he will put out tonight. 4 changes from the 3-1 win over Reno last Saturday. Nat, this is a team that's gotten contributions from all over the place. 14 different T2 players have scored.
And pay close attention to Calixto and Hurtado, the number 99 and 91 up top. They haven't played up top very much together this season. It's going to be important that the relationship is good, that they find each other in the attack often, and they make very good runs in the channels and into the box.
Meanwhile, for Orange County SC, they are led by Braden Cloutier in his second season as manager. He will see 1 change from a team that beat New Mexico 2-0 on the road in September 1st. Frederick Dew gets his second straight start in goal. We mentioned Seton, and just the attacking five is a challenge for any opponent.
Yeah, and you look at Jones, Quinn, and Seton. 9 goals for Jones, 7 for Quinn, 10 for Seton. Is a very dangerous, very potent attack for this Orange County side.
There's Braden Cloutier, who is assisted by a former USL player who just retired after last season, Richard Chaplow, goalkeeper Victor Noguera. Cloutier, we'll talk more about him. He was hired as manager in December 2017, experienced some great success, went 28-6 last season, did Orange County under Cloutier, finished first place in the West and lost to Phoenix in the conference final a season ago. Having a little bit more struggles this year, but hoping that this last run of games will be able to help them climb the table and get themselves back into good position heading into the postseason. Malik Badawi is our head referee. He has blown his whistle, and we are underway from Providence Park between Portland Timbers 2 and Orange County SC. Orange County 9-8-9 so far this season. Meanwhile, it is Portland Timbers 2 at 9-9-8. The two teams separated by just 1 point, and both teams just a couple points out of 5th place in the Western Conference, with both having 8 matches remaining in the season. And Nat, as we kind of opened up the broadcast, got to the stadium today, it was sunny, temperatures about 65 degrees, but the rain has started to fall, and skies are expected to open up over the course of the afternoon, which could certainly play a factor in this one.
Yeah, and as a player, you want to play in conditions where it's a little bit wet like this. The ball's going to skip around a lot. It's not going to be too hot out there for the players, so you wouldn't imagine that players are going to get tired or get fatigued by weather like this. This is the stuff that you want to play in.
Out into space for Nathan Smith, who is making his 21st appearance of the season and 17th start. Goal and 2 assists to his name so far this season for the 24-year-old Clovis, California native. Back to Jake Leaker. And now central for Carlos Anguiano, who made USL's Team of the Week last week for his performance in that match against Reno. A goal and an assist for Anguiano, the T2 or Timbers Academy product, I should say. And as this season has gone along, Nat, as Calixtro holds it up down in the corner, it is taken away by Orange County, and they have a chance to clear pressure here. As this season has gone along, we've certainly seen a bunch of different names pop into the T2 lineup, none more than in that match against Reno. So many academy products getting an opportunity to really show what they can do, and it just speaks to the mindset of this Timbers organization. What they view T2 as is not only trying to make the playoffs, but get young players. We're talking 15, 16, 17-year-old kids in here into games and see if they can help contribute to that hopeful run to the playoffs.
Yeah, the Play Your Kids movement is alive here in Portland, and you have to say that it's been impressive to see so far how these kids have performed, stepping up. There were 6 academy kids playing in that Reno game, and you'd think on paper it'd be a difficult matchup for T2 against a Reno team that was a veteran team, a much more experienced team, but they went out there. They had some very good performance. Anguiano, he played very, very well in that game. Ojeda came up big. We had Aljaz Ivicic was a couple big saves, but man, the youth movement was just so good, and to see that, I think it speaks volumes to the future of this club.
Great ball down the line from Hansen, finds Sierakowski, who's played well as of late himself. Anguiano out into space for Smith, has time, couple touches, dribbling towards the corner of the 18. And patience here from Portland, but just speaking to the academy players that either have been in the 18 or have played for T2 this season. Misongo Akale, Gio Calixtro, Dyson Clapier, Max Elliott, Caleb Kiner, Casio Oladapo rather, Emery Rappaport, Alder Sanchez, Nick Scardina, Hunter Solte. Just a wealth of academy players have at least gotten the opportunity to be around what it's like to be inside a professional organization, if not get out on the field and see what the competition's like. at the USL Championship level.
Yeah, and to get minutes like that for a young player, it just builds your confidence. And of course, the performances aren't always going to be the best performances. You're still working with, it's a work in progress for a lot of these kids, trying to refine their games, trying to learn from the experiences. But you say on the whole that the majority of the guys have gotten these minutes, have played very well, and have shown well, and have just shown the potential that they have, the reason they were selected for the academy, and then to make the jump to this USL level.
As we're in the 5th minute, you may hear some barking in the background. Today is Bark at the Park here at Providence Park for this Portland Timbers 2 match. Certainly one of the favorites in terms of home match festivities, if you will, as this ball over the top will be easily collected by Leaker. A fair amount of dogs in the park here this afternoon, so I'm sure you'll be hearing some barking, hopefully plenty of barking when T2 gets on the board, as Ojeda does nice work to shield away and dribble forward and is fouled from behind by Christian Duke.
And Ojeda asking for the card there. Clear foul there from Duke. Ojeda just uses his body so well here. Look at how he shields the ball there. And he's able to ride this challenge off of Duke, who's forced to foul him. For me, that should be a yellow card.
Well, we play on here early. It's an Orange County team not afraid to play physical in nature, not among the leaders in caution cards in USL, but among the leaders in red cards received. Smith does well to knock it over the top of Amico. Pass cut out though as he was looking for Calixtro. T2 with a high press to try and win it back. Dangerous ball just in front of Sierakowski, and Orange County able to clear.
You see Orange County not afraid to play out of the back, not afraid to possess the ball in their own third of the field. They've got a lot of technical players on the ball. They can play out. They're always looking for the likes of Forrester, for Quinn, for Van Wolfgame even, just to get the ball and get it to the middle third of the field. But some very good players, not afraid to play out of the back.
Certainly both teams in a feeling out process right now as Darwin Jones gets on the ball for the first time. Duke lays it out for Amico. Amico will send an early cross in. Dizpay wins the header, gets taken down in the process. No foul called and no advantage played, although Portland able to clear. Now Orange County is an interesting story. They're a club that has had a lot of success in past years, looking to find their rhythm a little bit this season. 9 wins, 8 losses, 9 draws, so results in over half their matches, but certainly struggling on the road, just 2-5-5 away from their home stadium this season. Though one of those wins came in their last match, beating New Mexico United, who has completely fallen off at this point in the season. They were a good stretch early on in the year when Portland and New Mexico United were at the top of the table. We hit about May. You remember New Mexico United even made a run in the US Open Cup, knocking off a couple of MLS teams in that competition. But they have completely fallen off now, losing at home last weekend to Orange County, as that was Orange County's second win on the road this season, and hoping to duplicate that here today against Portland.
And you wonder how much of that run to US Open Cup really.
And here's a chance for Jones. First time shot, saved by Leaker, diving to his left.
It's a really good direct play there from Orange County. Able to find that entry pass. But you wonder with New Mexico United how much of that Open Cup really affected the energy. They put a lot of resources and energy into that run. It's the summer months, it's hot. They went farther than they probably expected to go, but certainly I think it might have affected their league play, and then after that they kind of fell off. And it's been a bit of a surprise to see them where they're at. But you look at Orange County, this is a team, very, very good players, some experienced players. They just signed a Roscoe mid-season, who's an ex-US international, and they've got so many weapons with Seaton and Jones and Wolfgang. You expect them to be a little bit higher up in the standings, but they need to figure out things on the road. This is a key game for Orange County to figure out Okay, we got the majority of our games left on the road, 5 of 8. How do we play on the road? What's our mentality like? How do we play to our assets? And you look at their assets and you say they are a team that likes to break. They are a team that really is good in transition with the likes of Jones and Seton. And they got the technical players, Forrester and Duke. So I expect to see them do a lot of that in this game against T2.
Yeah, not an easy run of games for Orange County. Going down the stretch of the season, they'll play on the road against Tulsa, Rio Grande Valley, Real Monarchs, Sacramento Republic, home matches against El Paso, Oklahoma City, and Fresno, all teams that are right there in the thick of that playoff hunt. So very important for Orange County to build their confidence on the road like they did last weekend against New Mexico. We'll see if they can do it today against T2.
And they're definitely settling in right now, aren't they? Just possessing the ball, moving around that midfield block of T2, finding the spaces, finding the wide areas.
Duke plays it outside for Amico.
It's going to be important for T2 to withstand this pressure, make sure they get their lines out, make sure they don't allow any of those entry passes.
Jones lays it out for Forrester. Forrester, heavy touch, still able to get the cross in. Easily dealt with, though, by Ornstill. Out to Calixtro. Now to Smith. And Portland happy to settle things a bit, as they do well to build out of the back. Although Calixtro under pressure, trying to switch the point of attack. Dispay read it well to get there in front of Jones. Now out wide to Hansen. Harold Hansen hasn't been super involved in terms of being on the field for T2 here as the season has progressed. Though this is his 18th game played, his 17th start of the season. Just had a run of games there where he was dealing with an injury, trying to get himself healthy, finally does, and he finds himself back in the 11 today. Here's Anguiano, the 18-year-old from Salem. Now out wide to Smith. Smith's been the player who's had the most space in front of him here early in the match for T2 down that far side of the field. Now he'll switch the point of attack over to Hansen. Loose touch from Hansen allows the defense to recover. Then Ariano takes down Hansen, and a restart for Portland here and a chance to send the ball into the box.
We'll go back to this chance, his first chance. It's a nice entry pass there to Jones, who just is able to turn, have enough time to hit it with his left foot. But in the end, it's a fairly routine save there from Leaker. But T2 has to be aware of that, those entry passes to Jones, who likes to come in inside and off that wing and find those balls.
12th minute. That replay, the only shot we've seen so far here to this point in the match between Portland and Orange County. As it will be Anguiano or Ojeda to serve. Anguiano will send it in. It's a nicely worked ball, just a little too much air on it. It went over the head of Dispay and collected by Dew.
That was a decent ball there for Anguiano. Maybe want to get that just a little bit lower and a little bit more pace. But with Dispay and that big body, and Ornstill, Wharton, all those guys, Hurtado even can get on the end of that. But now you just look at the shape of this T2 team. They've done so well with this 4-4-2 formation defensively, just covering off those entry passes, making sure that they're only allowing teams to play around them, not through them.
Foul there on T2 as Van Wolfgang goes down. Todd Wharton arguing the call to Malik Badawi. But it will be a chance for Orange County to send a ball in.
It's a nice entry pass there. It's able to find the Orange County player, Van Wolfgang. Pretty obvious foul there. Referee makes the right call. Now a dangerous opportunity here for Orange County.
Aiden Quinn will be the man to serve. He'll instead play it short. Quick ball in from Forrester. And it finds the back of the net, though the flag is up for offside. The offside flag is up. After that ball came in, you wonder if it took a deflection before it got to the back post, and that led to the offside flag being up from the far side official, Andrew Marhart. We'll have to take another look here in a minute, but right now Portland plays on. Quickly turn it over in the midfield, and then Forrester gives it away to Wharton. Sierakowski looks central for Hurtado, too far out in front of him, and Orange County clears. Offside flag was up there on Jones, so Portland will have the restart as we take another look.
And T2 just falling asleep a little bit at the wheel, but it looks like Jones just offsides there along with Seaton. Can't really tell for certain from that angle, but I think the referee on the far side gets that right, the assistant referee. But T2 falling asleep at the wheel there, Fletcher. Got to be more switched on in situations like that. Orange County playing the ball quick and not quick enough to respond the T2 back line.
Yeah, alarm bell sounding for Portland there, as both teams had one chance to restart in a dangerous position. Orange County had a goal, if not for the offside flag going up from Marahart.
And how important are our set pieces, especially in this USL league. It's just so important to be switched on in those moments when you're playing against these teams who are fighting for points, especially on the road. You got to make sure you're switched on and ready for those battles.
For Hurtado, overlapping run from Hansen, well done. Gets a cross in as he's sliding down to the ground, really doesn't get much on it, and Orange County able to clear the touch.
Hansen's looked up for it today. He's just had a nice quick step about him, been making the right movement, good sharp touches, and that's what you want to see from Harold Hansen. He's got so much in terms of speed and physicality to his game, just trying to refine a few elements of that, get a little bit more consistent in his performances. He'll be seeing the pitch a lot more.
As Portland plays it back to Orange still. Under pressure, we'll play it all the way back to Leaker. Leaker then pressured. Hit over midfield, offside flag up on Hurtado. And Orange County will restart. Christian Clerk here on the near side. Put that flag up on Hurtado.
Just watching this Orange County team, Fletcher, and the way they set themselves up. It's a 4-1, 4-1, at times a 4-3-3, but you've got Quinn really just covering that back four, the number 14 there, trying to find the ball off the back line. He's just a big presence in there, does a lot of work defensively, and then just working it from there. That front five, as we mentioned in the open, very dangerous, very fluid, lots of movement, always checking into spaces. One's checking in, one's running off. It's really a lot of fun to watch the way they move off each other and really try to create chances.
Here's Forrester sending the ball in. Leaker does not get a punch to it. Maybe he did just get a fingertip on it to keep it out of harm's way, but that was a dangerous ball flashing across the 6-yard box.
That was a really good ball here from Van Wolfgang. They just get the overload here on this wide area, and he just fizzes that ball across. It's a dangerous ball. Leaker has to come for it. Not sure if he gets a touch or not, but certainly a dangerous ball for that back line to worry about.
Here's Quinn's service in. It goes all the way over the top and out for a goal kick. Tune in to ESPN3 on September 11th at 7:30 p.m. for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. High-flying Phoenix Rising FC heads to Las Vegas to meet the Lights in an action-packed Western Conference showdown. See it all September 11th at 7:30 p.m. during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3.
But you look back at that last attacking sequence for Orange County. T2's got to make sure that they get help in those wide areas. Either it's going to be from Todd Wharton and Anguiano coming out to help out Nathan Smith, or it's got to be Ojeda coming back to help out because he was overloaded there on that side. It was just too easy for Van Wolfgang to get that cross.
So in that 4-1-3-2 that Orange County is playing in, how does Portland attack that to exploit the open spaces?
I think it comes down to Ojeda and Sierakowski. They have to find, they have to play a little bit more narrow than they're used to and really force the number 14 Quinn to move around, because if he just is able to stay stationary there, and he doesn't move around a lot, it's just going to be easy for Orange County to defend.
Comes Hansen's ball in, headed on by Hurtado, but can't control it. And it will bounce across the end line for a goal kick.
It's just an early cross there from Hansen. It's the right idea. Just can't get his head around it. Ojeda, it's a good run from him. Or was it Hurtado? I apologize. But back to that, Fletcher, what you do to break down this 4-1-3-2 if you're T2. I think you also have to have the outside backs get involved because sometimes I don't think that the front five for Orange County, they get a little bit stretched, they get a little bit out of position when they're moving around, and I think that you can really hurt them in transition. And the way you do that isn't in those wide areas. So getting Nathan Smith involved, getting Harold Hansen involved on the overlap early is going to be very important.
Shot comes from the outside, and Linker was never really too worried on that one. That came from Van Wolfgang.
Yeah, just finding some more areas in front of this back line. It's a good turn there and a nice shot there. Gets all of that. It's really good power there from Forrester. Just smashes that one. Doesn't get quite the accuracy he wanted, but you can see the quality that this Orange County side has in terms of developing their attacks and finding spaces.
Seton was playing Jones, who did not make the run there. So easily collected by Dispay as we are 20 minutes in here at Providence Park. Fletcher Johnson and Nat Borchers with you for Portland Timbers 2 and Orange County SC. These teams separated by just 1 point in the standings as we head down the stretch run in a tight playoff race. Smith's cross knocked away by Duke, and then Forrester looking long for Seton. Tries to touch it around Orenstill, who does well to get back to it, play it to Leaker.
There's not a lot of space in the center of the park in this one. Both teams opting to bring a lot of players, a lot of numbers in there.
And a bad pass backward from Hansen. Dispay gets there in front of Jones. And we'll just pump it up the line. Sierakowski goes down trying to win it. Unable to. Arellano. Back to Quinn, who knocks it out to touch. The rain has subsided for the moment, as that is a throw in for Orange County. Arellano, the player on loan from LA Galaxy, to take it. Arellano, one of 2 players for Orange County that are on yellow card accumulation warning. One caution today, and they would be suspended for their next match, as Wharton took that one kind of off the chest and has remained down on the field. Portland playing on. Quinn dispossesses Hansen and then eventually knocked out to touch off of Quinn. And Malik Badawi will hold play here to look at Todd Wharton. You wonder if that was just one that knocked the wind out of him, Nat.
Yeah, just trying to block this pass there from Hayden Quinn, and yeah, I think he just gets the one right in the stomach there and just got the wind knocked out of him. You don't see a player like Todd Wharton go down very often. He's been such a presence there in that midfield for T2 and so consistent. Looks like he's back up on his feet and ready to go.
Only player for T2 to have played in every single match this season. 26 matches played, 25 started for Todd Wharton, who certainly has been a huge part of this team. He wears the captain's armband and really in the spine of the team as Hurtado fouled by Van Wolfgang.
And he's played as a center back as well. He's been asked to take PKs at times. And he's just really been such a strong leader for this T2 team, especially in moments like this where you don't have a lot of the players you're used to having from the Timbers. You're missing Williamson and you're missing Maria. You don't have Espria. Some of those guys who you rely on, you count on for minutes. Sometimes they're not available. So guys like that have to be involved and have to step up in situations like this.
And I think that's what we spoke to earlier, Nat. You see the academy products coming in. That means that the T2 products, if you will, are moving on to play with the MLS Timbers, whether it be a Marvin Laria, Eric Williamson, Renzo Zambrano, or others who have come in and gotten significant minutes with the MLS Timbers. Jeremy Abobasi, another player that comes to mind. Certainly when you think about the impact and the development that we've seen throughout the Timbers organization, whether it be from Academy or T2 on up to the MLS Timbers.
Yeah, and you look around sometimes as an experienced player and you realize you're all of a sudden you're one of the older players out there. You're one of the more experienced players out there, and it can just change like that. And a lot's been asked of Todd Wharton, but I think he's done a fantastic job as we've seen this season, and he's really just been such a good presence for this young T2 team.
Yeah, one of the oddities with the way that Cam Knowles put out his lineup for that one match that Todd Wharton did not start was that it was against his former club, Rio Grande Valley. He did come on and play in the match, but did not start it, as Orange County with a dangerous move forward here. Forrester shoots and saved acrobatically by Jake Leaker.
Well, this is the best chance of the game, and it comes for Orange County. They're just able to find that space in front of the back four. They get a little bit too narrow there. It's a decent cross. A nice touch there from Forrester. He just sets himself up for the full volley, and he just nails this thing right at the near post. Jake Leaker in an excellent position to defend. Does what he needs to do in that situation, but certainly a wonderful chance for Orange County. And you can kind of see the back four and the midfield four for T2 just getting a little bit stretched there, and Orange County is such a good team. They're able to find Forrester and find Wolfgang in some of those soft spots behind the midfield four. So T2's got to continue to talk and stay a little bit more connected. But the difficult thing is he got these fast players with Jones and Seaton trying to run that line. It's really pushing back the back line for T2 and really causing that separation.
Yeah, it seems as though Orange County certainly in control of this match at this point. The better the chances, better the opportunities. Portland just hasn't quite found that rhythm that you're looking for if you're a Portland fan.
But we talked mentality, Fletcher, at the top, and for T2, sometimes it's okay to sit back and absorb even when you're at home, because you expect to carry the game at home, but sometimes you can't, or sometimes it suits you better to sit back and defend. And I think it's okay for T2 to sit back, defend, and absorb a little bit against a team who's a bit better in possession, but then hit them in transition when you get that opportunity.
Comes a ball in from Duke, looking back post for Jones, who gets his right boot on it, can't control it though, and Hansen will bring it the other direction. Here's potentially one of those opportunities you're talking about to counter. Although Sierakowski's touch a bit heavy, he takes down Duke. Advantage being played though. Jones looking through for Forrester, cut out by Wharton.
You have to just be a bit more careful if you're Ryan Sierakowski with your first and your second touch there, especially when you won the ball back after being under it for a significant amount of time. You want to make sure that you're getting that connection and getting your lines up and transitioning quickly.
Well, and frankly, the point that you mentioned, Nat, about carrying matches, Portland has never done that well, at least the last two seasons. Portland had a better record when they were outshot by their opponents in the past. As some jersey holding there between Seton and Orange still, but fair play, says Malik Badawi. And this year they're a little bit better in that category, have a better record when they outshoot their opponents, but still they seem like a team who is okay sitting back and defending a little bit. As that ball goes out to touch for Orange County throw, and letting teams quote unquote boss the match for a little bit, but like you say, hit them on the counter, take advantage of the opportunities presented to them, and that's evident by the record they have on the road this season.
Well, if you talk to Giovanni Savarese, he'll tell you that you can control games in two ways. You can control with possession, but you can also control with your defensive block and your defensive positioning. And I think sometimes you have to have that mentality that it's okay. We are controlling the game. We're dictating where you're going to go with the ball. We want you to play around us. We're not going to play through us. You'll play around us. Then when we win the ball, that's when we're going to punish you.
28th minute. Just 4 shots so far between the two teams. Orange County with 3 of them. And some shouts for handball there on Hansen. Badawi says play on. Now out wide to Sierakowski, who's got space for the first time today. Here comes Sierakowski dribbling at Ariano. Down to the end line, Sierakowski cross in, back post. Ojeda rises to hit it, and then a bicycle kick from Hurtado is wide.
And this just a really good run from Sierakowski, coming outside to in, just really attacking the outside back there for Orange County. Ariano, and it's a nice lofted ball across, gives the opportunity to Ojeda to head the ball back across the box, and it finds Hurtado, who just tries to bike it with his left foot. Can't get all the way around it, but a good attacking sequence there from T2. And you want to continue to see that attacking down those wings in those wide areas, because I think that's where the space is going to be found against this Orange County team.
Arguably the best attack forward for Portland. Now here comes Forrester in Orange County the other direction. Defended by Wharton, goes down. Forrester remains down. I think Badawi thought for a minute about calling a foul, but decided against it, and Portland comes the other way. And a bad back pass from Calixtro, out to touch for an Orange County throw. Seemed like the break could be on for Portland there, but give credit to Orange County for breaking it up and eventually earning themselves a throw.
Still haven't seen a whole lot from that front two we talked about in the open. Calixtro and Hurtado, haven't really seen them get on the ball very often and link up together and run those channels. I don't think the space has really been on for them, but they're going to have their patience and pick and choose their moments.
This is a 3v3, maybe a 4v4 if Portland hurry. Here comes Sierakowski, heavy touch. Again, too far out in front, but Hansen able to chase it down after it's cleared momentarily by Hume. Now to Hurtado. Hurtado long switch over to Smith, who's got a ton of space over on that far side. One touch, back to Wharton. Switch it back over to Hansen. Well controlled by Hansen. He's defended by Duke. Gets around Duke. Will send the cross in, and great hands by Dew, as Hurtado and Calixtro were lurking.
I have to say again, I really like the aggressiveness from Harold Hansen, just deciding where he wants to go with the ball. I think the defender, Duke and Ariano, both knew where he was going to go, but he's just quick enough that first step to get that ball to the end line and get it back across.
Foul called there on Ornstill. That was pretty heavy contact from both Seton and Ornstill. Seton's been holding Ornstill's jersey when they're going up for those challenges for headers. But Badawi saw a foul on Ornstill there, and this could be a dangerous restart opportunity for Orange County.
T2's got to be switched on in these moments. We saw that last set piece from Orange County where they were able to catch T2 off guard. Got to make sure that you're set up right now and in the right positions.
Looks like it'll be Forrester to strike. No, instead it'll be Quinn, easily dealt with by Hansen. And then Ojeda touches in front of Forrester. Back to Amico, who will play all the way back to Dew. Quinn will spray it out wide. Down that far side for Christian Duke. Back to Amico. Each team with 3 shots so far now in the first half, as we're just over a half hour in. Here comes Hurtado. A little too long to decide what he wanted to do. Under pressure, forced to play it back to Wharton, now out wide to Smith.
Well, that's good from Hurtado. I want to see him when he's getting on the ball, being able to make a good decision, either to go forward or to put his foot on it and bring it back and maintain possession.
Now looking out for Smith. Does well to keep possession in front of Van Wolfgang. Ball in. Not sure who won the header. Looks like it was Hurtado that got a touch to it, but again, couldn't steer it on frame. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2020-2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the Championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Certainly big news, Nat, for this league as they continue their growth to see the contract extended with the ESPN family of networks. More exposure for the league and the players as well.
It is, and this is a league that needs to be seen more. There's so much talent in this league. And as we followed it, there's so many good goals and so much going on in these games. You just see the momentum that's being built and that they've done in USL, and you have to really enjoy the quality of soccer that you get to see week in, week out.
Orange County, ball in, touch back by Smith in front of Forrester to Leaker, who clears out to touch near midfield.
Orange County's just, they're knocking at the door, but they're just not getting that final third movement right, that final pass. The final product just hasn't been quite right yet. They look it's a little bit off tonight. Today, sorry, thus far, I think they haven't really been able to find that final pass, and I think that's a credit to T2. I think they've done a good job of just being compact, being hard to play against in that middle third and that final third. I think it's important for them to continue to do that.
Here's Jones, defended by Dispay. Jones able to get the cross off, finds Seton, and in for Orange County, who has the opener in the 35th minute.
And Orange County just showing how lethal they can be. As I said, they looked a little bit off this game, but all of a sudden, it's just a quick through ball to Jones, who's able to run Dispay all the way to the byline, and it's a wonderful pass across and just a fantastic one-time finish, left-footed, far post from Michael Seton. 1-0 Orange County.
And Seton's team-leading 11th goal of the year has the visitors out in front. Michael Seton has certainly done it all, not only leading the team with 11 goals, 38 shots now. He's also tied for second on the team with 4 assists. He's played all over in his career. Actually, in his time here with the MLS Timbers, never saw the field. Made 65, make it 67 appearances with DC United, scoring 15 goals with them in his MLS tenure. But certainly seems to be at home here with Orange County. 20 starts, 11 goals for Michael Seton this season.
And I got to share a locker room with Michael Seton as a player, and he was certainly young and raw when he came in, but you can see the product that he has now, just a few years removed, is very lethal, and that's just a clinical finish, and the relationship he has with Darwin Jones, you can see they're on the same page there. It's a wonderful cross from Jones to keep that ball on the ground with that much pace, and all Seton really has to do is just redirect it into that far corner. And I have to say, from T2's standpoint, probably could have done a little bit better job in defending that wide area against Jones, and Orange County just providing such a quick finish, such a good attacking sequence right there, showing how good they can be in the attack.
Wharton fouled by Van Wolfgang there. Make that Forrester who took him down.
Wharton just trying to maintain his space there, and Forrester just come crashing in on him. Pretty easy call there from the referee. But now the reaction from T2. It's going to be very, very important for them. They've created a bit in terms of these wide areas. They haven't really broken down Orange County in the central third of the field. And I think the reaction in this game is going to be very important, because this is a team in Orange County who can break very quickly.
Here's Jones and Dispay battling 1v1 again. Overlapping run from Forrester. Instead, will play central for Quinn, 35 yards from goal. Prep touch from Quinn, will shoot from distance. Leaker knew it was wide the whole way.
Yeah, Quinn's got 7 goals in the season. He can absolutely uncork one from distance. T2's going to be aware of that. And as he gets on this, there's no pressure from T2. He elects to shoot that one. Doesn't get it on frame. But another warning shot there for T2. Got to sort out that central area. It seems that Orange County is doing a good job of overloading the center midfield area. And for Wharton and Anguiano, it's tough to pick up all those runners. I mean, somebody from the back line is going to have to start stepping up, or somebody from the outside midfield area is going to have to drop in and get a little bit more narrow to solve that issue.
Seems like a lot of those 50-50 balls are going Orange County's way here in the first half. Seems like every time Portland has something going, it's a heavy touch or just the right foot in from Orange County to disrupt the move forward, as Sierakowski has come all the way back to midfield to pick it up, then gives it up to Forrester. Fair challenge right on the center line, and Orange County comes away with it. Jones out wide to Quinn. Orange County with the lead, just over 5 minutes left to go until halftime. Fletcher Johnson, Nat Borchers here with you at Providence Park. Rained early on in this one. Things have calmed down a bit. Steady winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Affect the ball a little bit when it goes up in the air. But otherwise, a beautiful afternoon for soccer here in the Pacific Northwest.
And at some point in time for T2, they're going to have to lock in this Orange County team and really be able to try to win the ball back, because they can't just sit in and allow Orange County to play around them and to dictate the game like this. They got to find moments when they can press them and try to win that ball back.
Here is Van Wolfgang. Loose touch in the box, otherwise had an opportunity to create something there. Allowed T2 to recover, and he'll play back to midfield. All the way back to Frederick Dew, who's an interesting story himself. Acquired a couple weeks ago from Hartford Athletic. It's his first season over in the States as he came over from Denmark. The 27-year-old was found by former Sporting Kansas City goalkeeper Jimmy Nielsen, who's now the manager with Hartford Athletic. He made that start against New Mexico, clean sheet, 7 saves, became a fan favorite, if you will, and made USL's Team of the Week for that performance against New Mexico, did Frederick Dew. Hasn't had much to deal with today from Portland. Just have not been able to get the attack on the same page and create many great opportunities in Orange County's box.
And I mentioned, about dictating play either defensively by sitting in and absorbing pressure, or by dictating play with your possession. Now when you're down a goal for T2, you got to open up a little bit. You got to find a way to get more urgency and try to win that ball back and try to get that equalizing goal. And that's when you have to be wary, because you can get opened up. But certainly you expect T2 to have a reaction here to push maybe a little bit higher and try to get that equalizing goal.
Seton, I think, was just trying to give Portland a deep throw in there, but instead ends up in a goal kick. Yeah, Seton, the goal scorer, 17 appearances, or excuse me, he's made 14 appearances with Jamaica. He made his debut with the Jamaican men's national team at the age of 17. And certainly has been a part of the Reggae Boys since making his debut 6 years ago. A couple goals to his name, and of course has one here today for Orange County against Portland Timbers too. Orozco, familiar with Seton, not only because they're teammates, but given Orozco's past with the U.S. men's national team. I have a feeling with just less than 2.5 minutes left, Orange County can just pass along the back line and possess out the first half if they wanted to.
Yeah, they just have all the time in the world, don't they, just to possess and play the ball around, and T2 just not really able to get any sort of pressure, make any Orange County player under pressure and make any player have to make a predictable pass. It's just been really easy for Orange County to get around the pitch, and obviously Orange County, a more experienced team, a much older team in terms of their age, and most of these players have played together a lot more often than this T2 team. So certainly they've got a few things going from there.
Yeah, one player under the age of 23 for Orange County in the 11 today, and that is the left back Hugo Arellano, the player on loan from LA Galaxy. Outside of that, Seton's 23, Joe Amico is 24, and everybody else is 27 or older in the starting 11 for Orange County. That's the difference as Wharton takes down Seton in that Orange County is a standalone club. They are not affiliated with an MLS team, so there's no development aspect for Orange County like there is for T2. Ojeda trying to bring it forward quickly, heavy touch, and Amico takes it away from him.
And you think about that, the difference between a player at age 19 or 20 to a player that's 26 or 27. You're talking about half a decade, 6-7 years, and the difference that makes in terms of your mentality as a player, and in terms of your makeup physically, all this experience you have playing, and this is what these T2 players are getting. They're getting these experiences, and playing against guys like that will give them the opportunity to grow as players, but still working on the final product.
Great touch there by Calixtra, looking in for Hurtado, and an important touch from Orozco knocks it out for the first corner kick of the afternoon for either team, and it will come as we hit the 45-minute mark with just 1 minute of stoppage time to be played here at the end of the first half. Can Portland find an equalizer here before the break? Ojeda plays it quickly, short, Hansen shoots, can't keep it down. As that looked like it was from the training ground for Portland.
I think it was partly from the training ground, partly because of necessity there. Hansen got on the ball. I think that if he does that play over again, he probably wants to smash that ball and keep it a little bit lower. But the opportunities for T2 definitely can be there on the set pieces. But otherwise, they haven't had a whole lot against this Orange County team, who just seems content now, as you said, just to beat them with 1,000 passes and just continue to move the ball around the pitch.
Yep, they're going to pack it in further and further as this match goes along, will Orange County. As maybe one more opportunity to move forward here. There's the halftime whistle. And Orange County will take a 1-0 lead to the break thanks to a Michael Seton goal in the 35th minute off the cross from Darwin Jones. We will come back for halftime, take a look at some storylines around USL, the first half highlights, and more. It's been a physical affair here in Portland between Orange County and Portland Timbers 2. We'll have the halftime show coming for you next. It's Orange County 1 and Portland Timbers 2-0.
On top of the box, strikes it true, back of the net. Oh, what a finish, Bustamante.
The attempt at an amazing goal. And maybe a goal of the year candidate from Rodrigo da Costa.
And here we go again. Kadima! Oh, what a strike.
Has been in the 11. And there's an effort from distance with Irving off his line. And that's a goal for the highlight reel there.
Oberg there. Plua, shot, goal! Plua with the bicycle! Conrad Plua! Dillon goes for goal. Oh, what a strike from Justin Dillon! Now Gallardo for his brace tonight. Still Gallardo. A nutmeg of St. Phil. What an opportunity for Joe Gallardo. A brace. And it's 4 goals for the Richmond Kickers. Mikey Rowe now. Rowe takes it on and it's in. What a strike. And Tormenta. Very patient. Here's Bermudez now back on his left foot. A curler for the the top corner. Oh, what a goal. Bermudez. Run. Torre will shoot. He will score. Javon Torre. Let's just say that you walked in. Oh, something's done it. Oh, my goodness.
Lubin, what a save. Outstanding individual effort. They stand together.
Halftime here at Providence Park in Portland, Oregon. Orange County SC on top of Portland Timbers to 1-0 thanks to a Michael Seaton goal. Let's go ahead and take a look around the rest of the league, starting with standings here in USL Championship's Western Conference. Top 10, Phoenix Rising on top of the table, 15 clear of Fresno FC. You see Orange County SC there on 36. The only other match today features Oklahoma City and New Mexico United. Portland Timbers 2 in 11th place with 35 points so far this season. As mentioned, all these results final yesterday with the exception of the one coming up at 4 between Oklahoma City and New Mexico. Fresno tops Reno 3-2, Galaxy 2 over Monarchs 3-1. Sacramento tops Tacoma 3-0, and El Paso blanks Las Vegas 3-0 as well. We welcome you into the broadcast booth once again at Providence Park. Nat Borchers, Fletcher Johnson here with you. And as we take a look at some of the storylines around USL, you see some of the interesting things going on in the league. It has been a big week and a half for the league. And as you start to think about what we talked about in the first half, Nat, the contract agreement with ESPN, that's obviously the biggest thing we're talking about. Reaching that agreement on a 3-year rights deal, which will include expanded coverage and more for USL to grow.
Yeah, and again, I think it's really important for this league to continue to get eyeballs on it, to see the talent level, to see the matchups, just to see how much excitement there is around this league. And I think that it just only goes further along to promote what the league has already done.
And speaking of awareness for the league, USL players, 29 of them to be exact, were called up across the USL Championship and USL League One for international duty this week. So again, just speaking to the ability for this league to showcase the quality and talent they have on the field.
Yeah, when you get international opportunities as a player, you obviously can showcase yourself on a different level, and you can see moves from some of these guys, perhaps to bigger clubs, not even just in MLS, but outside of MLS, which really speaks to the growth of the USL.
And the most recent team of the week featured 2 players we're watching on the field here tonight. T2's Carlos Anguiano, who had a goal and assist against Reno, and Orange County's Frederick Dew, who held a clean sheet, made 7 saves for Orange County in their win against New Mexico United. So pretty cool to see there that have a couple Team of the Week performers on the field today. Both have been relatively quiet thus far this afternoon, though. All right, coming up next, we'll get some first half thoughts from Nat. We'll take you through the first half highlights and statistics as well. And then second half to kick to follow. Orange County 1, Portland Timbers 2-0 here at the break.
Torre will shoot. He will score. Calvin Torre. What did you say that you walked in? Oh, something. Something's good. Oh my goodness. Lubin, what a save. Outstanding individual effort. They stand together.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
One 1-0 at the break, Orange County over Portland Timbers 2. Rained a bit in the first half, has held off for the majority of the second half as we welcome you into the broadcast booth once again. And Nat, as we look at the first half for both of these sides, Orange County's experience seemed to overwhelm Portland, but certainly a sleepy half from T2.
Yeah, it wasn't one of the better halves we've seen from T2. It really didn't have the urgency, the energy you would expect, especially at home. We talked about the home mentality they needed to have, and they did bunker in. They did absorb some pressure, but they really weren't able to break in transition like we expect them to, and they weren't able to create the opportunities like we expect them to. So I think as the second half starts, that's the expectation, is they have to be better in transition, and they have to have a little bit more urgency to win that ball, especially when it goes into wide areas.
Let's go ahead and take a look back at the first half highlights. We'll start off in the 25th minute. Jake Leaker coming up big for Portland on Orange County's move forward.
Yeah, and the defense just getting a little bit stretched here, and it's a good overlapping run from Orange County, and Forrester able to find a nice strike there and get the ball on net. Leaker, though, up to the task early on, but it was an early warning sign for T2.
We move 4 minutes later to the 29th minute, an opportunity on the move forward from Portland. that just went wide.
Yeah, and just playing a little bit in transition here. Sierkowski going from outside to inside, just taking on the outside back Ariano, and it's a nice flighted ball across the box. Ojeda's able to get himself in a very good position and redirect the ball across the box to Hurtado, who just misses with the exciting bicycle kick opportunity there, but not able to connect.
And then in the 35th minute, it was the opener for the former MLS Timber, Michael Seaton.
It comes a little bit there in transition, and Darwin Jones just pulling off the center back there. Dizpay not able to stay tight enough and protect the cross, and Seaton with a great run. Nothing anybody can do about this one, as he's just able to redirect that wonderful, delicious cross from Jones into the back of the net for the for the 1-0 win goal.
You look at the stats, 5-5 in terms of shots, more of the possession to Orange County. No surprise there. Double the amount of passes for Orange County as well. And most importantly, 1-0 for the visitors, as Portland will make one change at the break. It will be Harold Hansen coming off, and Alder Sanchez will be the player coming on, an academy product. Still with the academy, I should say. 17 years old, played in the last match for Portland as a substitute as well, that 3-1 win over Reno. So it is Alder Sanchez coming on, Harold Hansen coming off, and I think you can make an argument that Hansen was one of the brighter players and performances in the first half for Cameron Knowles and T2.
Yeah, you'd have to say that Hansen had a very good first half for T2. He was aggressive in his play. He was just trying to go at the outside back, the outside midfielder, every opportunity that he got. But now the substitution coming along. Again, it's play your kids, here for T2, just making sure that you're giving opportunities to these academy guys. Alder Sanchez now getting the opportunity at the left back position. Is where he's more comfortable. Smith switching over to the right-hand side. And obviously, you look at Alder Sanchez, not a big kid by any means, but definitely he's a smart technical player, and he's actually very good 1v1, and it's going to be just good for him to get some minutes here at this level and really test himself in this environment.
When trailing at the half, Portland 2-5-4 this season, so 6 results in 11 tries, including 2 wins. Portland looking to pick up a 3rd win, but they'll have to turn this result on its head if they want to get it done. Sierkowski loses out to Ariano here early on in the second half, and Orange County back in a familiar position as they were in the first half with the ball.
Yeah, Foster Langsdorff coming on as well. You expect to see a ton of energy from him. He's a guy who really gets involved by defending, by really being a thorn in the side of a lot of these center backs, a lot of these defenders, and he's at his best when he's able to work off of somebody like Clickstro. They have a good relationship. They've played together quite a bit, so look for him to really work off of Clickstro and find some of those opportunities, hopefully in the box. And he's such a smart runner, certainly when the ball goes wide.
Langsdorff comes on for Hurtado. Langsdorff making his 22nd appearance of the season. The lone player in Timbers organization history to have a hat trick, Foster Langsdorff, did it in 2018 against Los Dos, a match that T2 won 7-4 on what was a wild early summer day.
I remember calling that game with you, Fletch. That was a wild one.
T2 had 3 goals in the final, basically 6 minutes of the match to kind of seal the deal. I think Los Dos actually scored a goal in there as well, so there was about 4 goals in the last 6 to 8 minutes of action as the offside flag comes up on Seaton.
Yeah, Efrain Alvarez, got to see him before he made the jump up to the LA Galaxy first team, and got to see a couple of very good goals, and really got to see the potential that he had as, I think, a very young player playing with Los Dos.
Here's Langsdorff's first real action, lays it off for Smith. And then Anguiano fouled by Van Wolfgang. Yeah, now we were talking just before halftime about the difference of a player when they're 26 to when they're 19 years old. Remember where you were when you were 19 and then when you were 26? How different of a player were you?
Yeah, night and day. Certainly night and day. You know, going from being a college kid, freshman or sophomore at Denver University to I was probably playing in Norway internationally at that point in time, and the difference was just the understanding of the tactical awareness, the mentality. Being when you're a young player, you're just not used to playing so many games or training so often. Your body just gets broken down a little bit more easily. But when you're a true pro, you're able to recover quicker. You understand the day-to-day grind of what it is to be a pro.
You can say that you can even see that in players from their first professional season to their second professional season. I think you would say, and I think Foster Langsdorf would say this about himself, it hasn't been quite the sophomore campaign, if you will, for him. Just scoring 14 goals last season, having such an impact, helping lead this T2 team to their first ever postseason appearance. This year, he only has 6 goals, has 4 assists this season as well. But like I said, I think he would tell you that he might be even a little disappointed with where he's at, given how great of a first year professionally he had after 3 national championships at Stanford.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of that is just the number of games, the number of training sessions, just causing his body to break down a little bit more, and not giving him the opportunity to be as consistent maybe as he's used to being, playing a shorter college season. Certainly this is a good opportunity for him to learn and to figure out how he wants his professional career to go, because he needs consistency right now. And you're not seeing, he just hasn't looked as sharp or as energetic as we saw him last season. I think a lot of that just comes down to maybe fitness and to that kind of sophomore slump we talked about.
Well, it's interesting too, you can make an argument that the college season doesn't set up players for success when they move to the professional ranks, simply because the college season is so short compared to what these players face once they join a professional league.
You're talking about 3 months versus 10 months, aren't you? And certainly in college you do have a spring season, and you can play summer ball as well, but it's just not near the consistent level that is the professional environment. I remember my first professional coach taking me aside. I was probably about 3 months into my first year as a rookie, and saying, hey, this is normal for you to have a dip. You've had a dip in performance, and it's because of this. Your body's not used to it. So here's what you need to do: get more rest. Make sure your nutrition is being looked after, and make sure your mentality is right. Every day you come into the training session is an opportunity for you to win a spot and to be looked at.
In the 52nd minute now, with Orange County up 1-0. Fletcher Johnson and Nat Borchers here with you, as the rain has started to fall once again here in downtown Portland. See if it turns any tides in Portland's favor here in the second half. Some good movement forward earlier from Langsdorf. Tried to play Ojeda through, just couldn't quite find him. And now here's Amico, lays it off for Forrester, takes a deflection off of Diz Pace, saved, parried away by Leaker, and then Forrester hits it back across and Leaker collects.
Orange County just having their way with T2 all over the field, and the result is an opportunity on goal here. But before that, just the movement in the midfield from Forrester, from Van Wolfgang, trying to find those spots behind that midfield 4, and it's just really easy for them to pick out passes, and their movement's been very sharp in this half, and it's just been difficult for T2 in this formation to really pick it up.
They're winning all the second balls, are Orange County.
It's difficult to, when you have Michael Seaton who's pulling off into a wide area now, and then you have Van Wolfgang and Jones, going into those forward areas. Difficult to pick up those types of movements, and for T2 again, finding those opportunities to press, finding the opportunities when the ball goes wide to release the outside midfielders, Ojeda and Sierkowski, and the outside backs to try to go and win the ball.
As Duke was the one that went down in a heap there, Sierkowski commits the foul.
Sierkowski just coming in late, just clipping him there with the right boot.
Duke looks to be okay. As now Forrester versus Sinclair, or Sanchez rather. Cross comes in, blocked away by Leaker, and then Langsdorf is fouled by Orozco.
It's very aggressive there from Orozco, coming in from behind on Langsdorf. Langsdorf uses his body really well here, and Orozco just coming in late there. You can see Orozco on the way up. Langsdorf's trying to get up, and he looks like he's just hits him there potentially. And on the way back up, he kind of pulls back on the neck there. Orozco does with his right hand. Definitely showing a little bit of fight there, Orozco.
Bad restart from Ornstill. Gives it up to Forrester, now to Seton. Prep touch, lays it off for Jones, shoots, and Orange County has doubled their lead in the 54th minute. It's that combination again, Jones and Seton, this time the other way around to double Orange County's lead.
Orange County just absolutely punishing T2 here for their mistake. Just a bad giveaway. This was a previous play. As you can see here, just trying to play, Anguiano trying to play out. This was the foul on Langsdorf.
And the thing that all set up was an Ornstill restart.
Yep, and the restart, obviously Ornstill not playing the ball to the right player there, and Orange County intercepting it, and it's just a nice slotted ball there, I believe from Seton to Jones. Really well timed with the run. Again, the Seton-Jones partnership has been very good today, just finding each other in the box, and the transition game just so on for Orange County.
Here's Langsdorf after Ojeda turns over Orange County. Now to Anguiano. Anguiano into space for Smith, who comes into the attack. Now to Sierkowski, who's onside. Against Ariano. We'll cut it back, work past him, go back post. Header won by Orange County. Cleared away. And now under pressure, Sanchez taken down by Seton. And it will be a restart for Portland. But yeah, it was similar to what you'd see when a player is staring down who he's going to play the ball to. All Forrester did for Orange County was watch Ornstill look to play the ball to Sanchez, ran over, intercepted it, quickly going the other way, and just like that, Orange County's doubled their lead off a Portland mistake. We've talked to plenty of coaches this season that talk about this being a league where you really get punished for your mistakes, and Portland was certainly punished there.
Yes, they were, and Orange County just showing how good they can be.
Smith's cross comes in. Dew does well to collect it over the head of Ojeda and Langsdorf.
Showing how good they can be when you make mistakes, and it's just a wonderful ball there from Forrester. Seton just taking his time, and it's a nice cutting ball there to find the space for Jones, who attacks that ball so well, smashes it home with that left foot. Leaker, there's nothing he can do about that one.
And now Portland with an opportunity. Calixtro has his shot blocked. Out to touch.
Orange County there just turning the ball over. Opportunity for T2. This is a prime time for T2 to try to get a goal back. Show what they're made of. Show some urgency here. The first half was a struggle for them. Can they make the second half better?
Portland has trailed by 2 goals this season and come back to get results. Certainly would seem to look to be a tough task here today, given the way that Orange County has played so far through nearly an hour. I think the tough part is you could make an argument that the last couple minutes since goal number 2 has been the most life that Portland has shown here today. Sierkowski in, back post for Ojeda, who skies it.
And this is some chance for T2, and it comes from Sierkowski's work on this right-hand side. It's a great ball there from Foster Langsdorf. Sierkowski just lining it up. Wonderful driven ball across the box. Ojeda's, he's always leaning back. He's not able to just smash that ball on target. falls for him perfectly there, and he knows it. But T2, the opportunities they're finding Fletcher are really on Sierakowski's side in those wide areas. And they just got to continue to try and find those areas, because that's where they're a little bit vulnerable, is Orange County.
Max Ornstill breaks up that ball for Jones, and then cleared out by Sanchez. Headed on by Calixtro, collected by Langsdorf. Essential for Calixtro. Seems to take a step too long to get the ball where it needs to go. Overlapping run from Smith, goes back post for Ojeda, has a chance again, this time saved, but then Calixtro and touched in by Langsdorf, and Portland has cut the lead in half in the 59th minute.
This is just what we're talking about, Fletcher, the vulnerability of Orange County in those wide areas. It's really well worked there from Calixtro. To find Sierakowski with the overlapping run from Smith. Does a nice job to hit that ball across the box. It's a great initial shot from Ojeda. Then it bounces back out to Calixtro, who has a nice finish there. Far post. A nice initial save there from the goalkeeper, but it's a great touch. I think Foster Langsdorf might have gotten that one. Calixtro will take it though. Say he scored it. But Calixtro really starting that play, Fletcher, and it's a great response here from T2.
Yeah, you got the sense that Orange County, after they scored the second goal, maybe felt, this thing's over. Ice this up with how well we played. But Portland certainly has woken up. Now Langsdorf with the run forward. Offside flag was up.
Yeah, my broadcast partner, Jake Ziven, won't like me saying this, but 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer. He feels that 1-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer, but 2-0, you definitely tend to rest on your laurels a little bit. And I think that's what Orange County did there. And again, I think that those wide areas, it's fantastic to see Nathan Smith being aggressive there, overlapping. Brand Sierakowski's had some really good movement all day, coming inside, giving him that space to overlap, and it's the quality of the crosses in this half have been very good from T2.
Well, we've watched earlier this weekend as that ball unable to be controlled by Sanchez out to touch. We saw the MLS Timbers erase a 1-0 deficit against Sporting Kansas City last night to come back and win 2-1. Can Portland Timbers too do the same and find a way to pull out all 3 points after trailing 2-0 here early in the second half? Still a lot of work to do, but a lot of time to do it, as you get a chuckle there from Cameron Knowles. This one a little too much on it for Jones from Forrester.
I do like, though, the Calixtro-Langsdorf relationship right now. Hurtado really didn't have it with Calixtro, but Langsdorf's brought an energy here and some movement that's been very, very good. It's unbalanced, Orange County at times. And he's running in behind. He's running in front of the back line, and he's really giving a focal point to this T2 attack that it's really needed.
It's amazing. I mean, Orange County scored that goal in the 54th minute. And since that point, Portland woke up and have played very well, played their best 5 to 6 minutes of soccer, or you could say Orange County's played their worst 5 to 6 minutes of soccer here this afternoon. Ojeda looking through for Anguiano. It was there, but knocked away by Hume. Now Ornstill will go long to the far side for Smith. Does well to control it. Sierakowski. As Portland now picking through their options. Bit of a loose touch from Sierakowski, eventually touched out by Ariano.
Yeah, you can see a little more sense of urgency now from Orange County after conceding that goal, realizing that it's only a 1-goal margin with as much control as they've had over the game. T2 just, if they can just sneak one more goal, it's a tie ball game.
Langsdorf plays it out for Sierakowski, but too far out in front of him. There's no doubt that Langsdorf has injected some life into T2 here in the second half. But if this scoreline is to remain the same, you'd have to imagine that T2 will be kicking themselves for mistakes made, especially that one that gave up the second goal to Orange County off the restart that Portland had. Crossing into the 64th minute, as you see the dogs, it is bark in the park today here at Providence Park. A rainy one. But certainly the folks having fun, I'm sure, is too much on that for Sanchez.
Yeah, seeing both the wingers, Ojeda and Sierakowski, getting a little bit more narrow and allowing the outside backs, Smith and Sanchez, to get forward and providing that overload in the wide areas. Again, that's an area that can really hurt Orange County, especially with the way that their wingers attack and the spaces they leave behind with really, sometimes it's a back five, and Aiden Quinn, he would be the one having to get pulled out to get over in those areas.
Here's Smith, will shoot! It had Dew worried, but just a little high. There's Nathan Smith, just one goal this season. It was a big one, though, that came in stoppage time earlier this summer to earn Portland a point here at home.
And it's a good quick ball fizzed out there to Nathan Smith, who just takes a look up. There's no pressure on him, so he elects to take the shot. It's well hit there from Smith, but it's always rising. Might have troubled the goalkeeper just a little bit, but it seemed as though he had it covered. But really well done from T2, just moving the ball very quickly and finding those wide areas.
Forrester fouls Dispay. Just amazing. You think of the header that Seton won a few minutes ago, or even just a minute ago. A play like that, that was where every single time in the first half it seemed that no matter how kooky or crazy the ball came off the head or the ball was deflected, it was always Orange County that was in the right place at the right time to win it. And it seems like a few more of those balls are going Portland's way here in the second half, especially after the second goal from Orange County.
Yeah, it's amazing how a change in the mentality, a change in the scoreline can really alter the way the ball bounces, because T2 just playing a bit more aggressive now, a bit more positively, and definitely creating more chances, more opportunities with that aggressive play. You can see there's an intensity about this match that's been notched up a couple levels. Some urgency now from both sides to get this result. You can see how much is on the line.
Smith's first time cross blocked by Ariano. He collects it before it crosses the touchline. And back to Anguiano. Boy, if you're Cameron Knowles, I bet you're scratching your head wondering where was this the first 45 minutes. This is a Portland team that looks up for the challenge now. Here's the cross from Smith, central, Langsdorf, header high.
And again, just a nice cross here from Smith, and well worked from T2 to get this ball into this wide area for Smith, who's all alone. Gets time to get his head up and try to pick out Foster Langsdorf. The ball's slightly behind him, and I think Orozco comes in here and challenges him at the last minute. But I think he should do a little bit better to get that ball knotted down in onto goal. But another good opportunity for this T2 side.
Comes the ball in behind from Jones to Seton. It's both Dispay and Ornstill on Seton. Does well to keep possession, get it back out to Jones. Now to Quinn, central. Orange County readying their first substitution. We'll get to that at the next dead ball. And Orange County happy to step on things a little bit, keep a little bit of possession. They haven't had much in the last 10 minutes. Here's Orozco. We'll go all the way back for Dew. Pressured by Langsdorf. Just punts it long. Dispay there to collect. Bit of a miss hit. Got lucky to find Smith and not Van Wolfgang.
He sure did. Just a little bit of a miss hit there from Dispay. A little bit too casual with that ball. But you can see T2 as the ball is getting cycled back to the Orange County goalkeeper. He's under pressure and coughing the ball up in possession.
So the substitution will come. It will be Giovanni Ramos-Godoy coming in for Jerry Van Wolfgang. One of the most interesting players in the league. You might remember, if you follow this T2 team, last year when Orange County came to Portland, it was a matchup of two, again, playoff position teams. Orange County would go on to win that match and eventually finish in first place in the Western Conference, but Jerry Van Wolfgang at that point was Jerry Van Evik. And that was the first match in which he changed his name to Jerry Van Wolfgang. So you'll see in a lot of different places his name still listed as Jerry Van Evik, but then on his jersey and in the game guide, he's Jerry Van Wolfgang. So either way, he's out of the match. And Giovanni Ramos-Godoy coming in his place, the 24-year-old from Watsonville, California, making his 17th appearance in his first season with Orange County.
Yeah, and for Van Wolfgang, solid performance from him, just controlling the midfield, getting his touches on the ball. Didn't find any final passes per se, but the movement that he has in there really could unbalance teams, and it was very difficult for T2 to pick up.
Great ball through from Forrester to Jones. Hits the cross. Seaton got caught up under Diz Pay there, and then Seaton was able to get back to it. It looked like Seaton knocked it out across the end line, but they're going to say it's a corner kick for Orange County. It'll be their second, maybe their first of the night.
Yeah, and it's really just a good run there from Jones, who just finds those spaces in behind the back line so easily, and he's got such quality in his crossing. Michael Seaton obviously on the same page with him. Always a dangerous moment.
Here comes the cross in from Quinn. Won by Sierakowski, but straight up into the air, forces Leaker into a huge save. Another huge save from Leaker, and the offside flag was up as Jones remains down behind the play. Leaker comes up huge on a couple of separate occasions after the miss-hit clearance by Sierakowski.
That's a wonderful ball here from Quinn. Sierakowski just mis-clears it there. It's a header on goal. Great initial save from Leaker here. Another great save there. I'm not sure if that hits off Jones or if Leaker makes the save.
Looks like it hits off Jones, and Jones was the player that was called for being in an offside position.
That would make sense. The game's starting to open up now. And this is not the type of game you want to have with Orange County. They've got so many technical.
Here's Forrester to shoot.
Just got so many technical players, don't they? And so many fast, powerful runners there that it's going to be difficult for T2 if they can't control the tempo in this half to really stay with and match the pace of this Orange County team.
So just to put a bow on that story about Jerry Van Evik, changed his name after getting married to combine his wife's last name with his. So that is why the name change took place last year for Jerry Van Evik, now Jerry Van Wolfgang.
Would you ever do that?
Hey, he was combining his name and his wife's last name. So I guess as Dew comes all the way out of his box, goes shoulder to shoulder with Langsdorff, heads it out to touch. There's aggressive play there by Dew. But to answer your question, if I had two last names, I guess maybe.
What about a combination of your last name and your wife's last name? What would that look like?
It would be an interesting one. It would be let's see, Juk or Conson. So one of those two. Who knows? What about you?
I'd be Borchaz.
Borchaz. Has a nice ring to it.
I think it
could be your new nickname.
Sure, sure. I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. But yeah, fair play to him. You see a lot of hyphenated names, but a combination name is unique.
Sanguiano loses out on that challenge, and Jones off of his head. This one will roll down to the corner and will be a deep throw in for Portland in the 73rd minute. Tune in to ESPN3 on September 11th at 7:30 p.m. for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. High-flying Phoenix Rising FC heads to Las Vegas to meet the lights in an action-packed Western Conference showdown. See it all September 11th at 7:30 p.m. during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3. Yellow card, first one of the match, issued to Aiden Quinn. His 5th yellow card of the season. So Quinn, the first player to go in the book of Malik Badawi here this afternoon, the 73rd minute.
And Quinn just getting on the wrong side of Calixtro, having to take him down. It's an easy call for the referee to pull out the yellow card. A bit of surprise that we haven't seen any cards yet in this game, but it hasn't been an overly physical match. in my opinion. The referee, though, having a word here with Cam Knowles.
Yeah, see what the conversation is about. Cameron Knowles is a cool, calm, and collected character.
Looks like it's a word with one of the coaches on the bench, Andrew Greger or Aiden Brown. Maybe some salty words from those guys.
I'd say it's more likely to be Andrew Greger than Aiden Brown, but
I've heard Aiden say a few things in my time that could be construed as salty, but who knows?
The Big Bear usually just wants to give you a hug when he sees you. That's what I know about Aiden. But either way, we're back to action. Langsdorf arises, nearly connects with that one. Now Jones has it in his box, lays it off for Dew, who just clears it out towards midfield.
It's a surprising no call there from the referee. I think Forrester had Anguiano beat, and Anguiano took him down. Probably should have been a yellow card and a foul.
Portland will certainly take the no call. As it's still 2-1, just over 15 minutes remaining here at Providence Park. Rain coming down a little heavier than it has basically all afternoon. Fletcher Johnson and Nat Borchers with you. Portland trailed 2-0 in the 54th minute after a goal from Darwin Jones. Then 5 minutes later, Gio Calixtro and Foster Langsdorf combined for a goal to pull one back. Portland's been more lively since going down 2-0. It's yet to be seen whether they can pull another one back to bring this match back level. Foster Langsdorf coming over to pressure. Langsdorf was in the 18 last night for the MLS Timbers. Did not come on and play, but was available for Giovanni Savarese in that eventual 2-1 win over Kansas City. And here is a play forward from Orange County onside. Ball to the left for Jones, who holds it up, stops it. Now defended by Sanchez. Dizpay comes over to help, and Sanchez blocks the cross out for a corner kick. Second of the night for Orange County.
And Orange County just, again, playing through this T2 defense so easily. Darwin Jones, the runs he makes from outside the in, just the timing is superb. He's just been doing it all night, and every time that T2 gets stretched, he's absolutely punishing them in that space behind the defense.
So Orange County will look to double their lead once again. As the ball will come in from Forrester, cleared away by Langsdorf to the top of the box where Orozco gets to it. But then Calixtro, no, and it will be Ramos Godoy who controls. Cross comes in, Orozco with the header saved, but the offside flag up on Orozco. And then a yellow card issued to Walker Hume, who just punted the ball as far as he could after the play was blown dead.
Yeah, and it's a nice ball, well-weighted ball across the box. Looks like just offsides is Orozco. Fair play to Aldair Sanchez, though, giving up a bit in height and size there to Orozco, but does a good job of challenging him. And then Hume, obviously, with the yellow card for the petulant play.
Towers over everyone, but Dizpay on the field does Hume. 6'5", stands the Orange County center back. I would think that on any restart you'd be looking for his head.
Be a difficult matchup to have him on set pieces. I know I always got stuck with the biggest player in the field when I was looking at my matchups, and it was never fun to get tossed around by a guy who had 5 more inches on you and maybe another 30 or 40 pounds in muscle.
Was there one during your career that you either looked forward to the challenge the most or kind of would take a big sigh when you knew they were coming up on the roster or on the schedule?
Alan Gordon, he was one of those guys who was just a bigger body, and it's just so difficult to match up against on set pieces. Even maybe Steven Lenhart as well. Just always going to get an elbow to the face when you're marking up against those guys.
Yep, their time in San Jose, and Garrett Gordon obviously played for the LA Galaxy. Spent some time in Portland, I believe, back in the USL days as well.
I first played against Alan Gordon in it would have, I'm not sure what the league would have been, but a second team game. I was playing with the Colorado Rapids. I'd gotten red carded the night before, and played it in the second team game the next day against LA Galaxy's second team. And Alan Gordon was on the pitch, and I remember thinking, man, this guy is really, really good. It was not fun to play against him that day. He was upset at something.
Yeah. And those were the days that you knew, especially against Alan Gordon and Steven Lenhart. They were always up for that type of challenge. As Orange County readies another substitution, and will bring on Daniel Chrysostoma in place of Harry Forrester. So Forrester off and Chrysostoma in, making his 20th appearance of the season in his first season with Orange County. First professional season as well, as he spent the last 4 years with University of California at Irvine.
And for Forrester, what a good performance from him. Felt like he was really bright, really active in that wide area, coming inside to get the ball at times, going outside at times to run at the defender. He had a couple early opportunities, but again, just an additional weapon for Cloutier to use in this Orange County attack.
Yes, an Orange County team that, as we mentioned, finished first in the Western Conference last year during the regular season, made it all the way to the conference final before losing to Phoenix. So hoping to duplicate that performance here this season. Not going to finish in the top spot in the Western Conference during the regular season, but maybe hoping that because of that experience, they'll be able to make a deep run through the playoffs. And that, at least on paper, for the first half, for the first 55 minutes, they look like a pretty darn good team. But as you can tend to see in this league, there are fluctuations that take place not only game to game, but from first half to second half. And it's been a much different Orange County team since the 55-minute mark than what we saw in the first half and first 10 minutes of the second half.
And I think that's because it's been a much different T2 team, and the urgency and the energy that they've had. I think Cam Knowles took them in the locker room and said, hey, I expect more from you in that first half. It just wasn't good enough. You're a better team than that. You need to show you're better, especially at home. You're letting these guys boss you around. And you can see players getting stuck into challenges a bit more, moving the ball a bit quicker. There's just more purpose to their play in this half for T2.
Great touch over by Wharton to switch it to Sanchez. The academy product going one-on-one against Amico. We'll lay it off for Wharton. Wharton still dribbling forward. Now to Anguiano. Anguiano was late to see Smith on his run forward. Now Dizpay gets into the attack. Central for Wharton, back to Ornstill. The PTFC chants coming from the faithful here.
Orange County defending with 6 players in that back line, making it very difficult for T2 to find any spaces behind. Should be some spaces in front of that back line, though.
Poking and prodding is Portland. Still 8 minutes left for Portland to find an equalizer. Here's Smith. Feigned the cross, instead played it to Sierkowski. Now central for Anguiano. Basically, Orange County in a 6-3-1 right now.
I'd have to say they're trying to lock down the result with a formation like that.
Portland, you got to get creative here. Ball in, header won by Orozco, controlled by Sierkowski, off the hand, and we will see a restart. It was off the hand of Daniel Chrysostoma, and it'll be a restart for Portland, just about 25 yards dead on.
And the ball here from Sierkowski just gets the right arm there of Chrysostoma. And this is a dangerous opportunity here for T2 that needs an opportunity on goal. They just haven't been able to create anything since Orange County's gone into this formation. It's kind of prevent defense type of formation, and this is a huge opportunity for either Ojeda or Anguiano.
Here's Ojeda, shoots, and an incredible save by Frederick Dew.
What a hit this is from Ojeda. Just smashes this ball. You can see it just dipping down. It's headed just under the bar there, but Frederick Dew, what a fantastic save it is from him.
Dispay controls the corner kick edge of the box. Now to Anguiano. Defended by Orozco. Back to Sanchez. Now Dispay will send it back post. Wharton comes over to collect after the short clearance from Orange County. Now cleared away to Seton. Dispay slides in to knock it away from Seton, only back to an Orange County player. Now out wide for Godoy. Godoy controls on that sideline. Third and final substitution coming from Portland. We'll get that at the next dead ball. '85th minute, Jones happy to step on it.
But that's what you need from your goalkeeper, isn't it? Just a big time save to keep your team into it. That could have been 2-2. That could have totally changed the trajectory of this game, but now T2 still forced to search for that equalizing goal. And Orange County still in position to get these 3 points.
Substitution will come. Zach Kobayashi and Gio Calixtro out.
Again, you see Ojeda getting that ball just over the wall, and it's headed towards that upper corner. But what a great reaction save there from Frederick Dew, and his teammates just giving him all the plaudits after that for that save.
Dew was on the Team of the Week in USL last week. He'll certainly be up for Save of the Week this week. After that save of Ojeda trying to put the postage stamp on the letter. So now Kobayashi and Langsdorf, the two who will likely be playing up top alongside one another. This ball cleared out. Leaker touches over to Dispay in front of Seton. Portland's had some chances to get this match back square. Do they have a couple more opportunities left? Crucial for playoff hopes for both teams. With a win, Orange County would move up into 5th place. A win for Portland moves them up into the 5th, 6th place arena, depending on what happens later today between Oklahoma City and New Mexico United.
There's just no way through for T2, just trying to probe around, just not finding any space in central areas, having to hit those switching balls and then immediately being under pressure from Orange County. This Orange County team content to sit back, defend, stay compact. Just doing a very good job of preventing T2 from creating any opportunities here in these final stages of the game.
Long ball forward for Morin still, looks for the head of Langsdorf. It's won by Hume with that big 6'5" frame. Controlled by Chrysostoma, out to Jones. Jones bringing it forward, defended by Sanchez. Now Anguiano over to help. Plays it off for Chrysostoma and back to Jones. Portland has got to get the ball back, as Orange County will happily pass it around the back. Dew will end up sending it long. Dispay over to get it in front of Ramos Godoy. Godoy slides. Dispay calmly pulls it back. Well, then Smith gives it up. And then Seton uses his speed to get there in front of Ornstill. And then Seton issued a yellow card as Ornstill and Seton came chest to chest.
Seton tried to argue here that Ornstill might have thrown an elbow. You can see the players just getting caught up there. Seton's got a hold of his jersey and a hold of Ornstill. And then just pushing off there, showing some frustration. Referee coming over with the yellow card.
Certainly the tough part is that outside of 2 moments, Michael Seton and Darwin Jones have been kept relatively quiet, but they've been dynamic when they've been given the opportunity.
And that's the frustrating thing for T2 is that they've done a pretty good job, I think, defending in the final third and in their defensive third. But just two critical moments, 2 letdowns and 2 moments of brilliance from Orange County. That is the difference, and that is the game of soccer. Unfortunately, you have to be able to defend those moments. You have to be smart, and when you have clinical finishers and quality like this from Orange County, it's just so difficult.
Here's Chrysostoma, defended by Dispay. Takes it down to the corner. 30 seconds plus stoppage remaining. We'll see how much we have. Dispay able to keep it in play. It's sitting there on the corner flag. And now Anguiano takes it out. Well done by Carlos Anguiano. My goodness, how much has Carlos Anguiano grown this season? Some of the plays that he is making. Orozco cuts it out in front of Langsdorff. Now to Sanchez. The academy kid tries to curl this one around and keep it in play, but cannot do so. It's out to touch for an Orange County throw. We've reached the 90-minute mark. We will play 3 minutes of stoppage time here at the end of the second half.
You have to say that Anguiano has been one of the bright spots for this T2 team on the day. Just his movement and the quality of the play in the midfield. Really fun to watch him move the ball around and get stuck in the tackles, and the energy he has and what he's shown. He's talked about the growth. We've seen so much of it this season. It just speaks volumes to what the future holds for this young player.
Substitution coming for Orange County at the next dead ball as Ojeda brings it forward. He's cut down from behind by Jones. No foul called, though. Badawi's got to be careful as these 2 teams start to get more and more physical. And then he calls that foul on Dispay.
The referee's let a few things go here. It's gotten a little bit out of hand. He's got to calm things down now. As Jones just getting the ball by Dispay. Definitely checks his run. And no doubt there's a foul there. Not sure if it warranted a yellow card, but I think that certainly given the moment of the game and with tackles flying around, the referee just needs to calm things down here.
Substitution for Orange County is Vinicius coming in place of Michael Seton. So goal and assist for Michael Seton tonight. He will be replaced in forward of the 6-foot forward, 21-year-old from Brazil, who will be making his 15th appearance here tonight. Coming back from injury is Vinicius. As a foul called on T2, and the call's not going Portland's way now, as there's just 1 minute remaining in the added 3 at the discretion of Malik Badawi.
No, and Orange County's going to be happy with all the stoppages, and they're going to be happy just seeing this game out and not letting T2 get any kind of flow. Towards the end of this game, it's been a mature end to this game for Orange County. They've only got a few more minutes to ride it out, but it just doesn't seem like T2's got any ideas here in terms of being able to break them down.
Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Maybe one last chance to push things forward for Portland here, as Duke is shown a yellow card for time wasting. Leaker will send it forward into the box. Dispay gets a bit of a head to it, but then back for Jones, and Orange County will be able to dribble this one out of the box, play it forward. Leaker off his line and just sends it out to touch, and that will be the final whistle as Orange County comes to Portland, gets just their 3rd road win of the season, and move to 10-8-9 on the season, 39 points. Meanwhile, Portland Timbers too, now 9-10-8 as they remain on 35 points. Nat, it just was not good enough today from Portland, and what turns out to be the case is one mistake off of a restart is what cost Portland the opportunity at points today.
No, and certainly it wasn't a good first half from T2. Didn't have the energy, didn't have the ideas in the attack, and then in the second half it was one mistake. They did have more ideas, more energy, but they're playing against an Orange County team, let's be honest, who deserved this result. They did everything right in terms of creating their opportunities and defending well, and their possession, they really dominated this match.
All right, let's go to the 35th minute where we'll see the first goal from Orange County. It comes from Michael Seaton.
Yeah, and Jones with just a great run here. Takes it all the way to the line and just a wonderful cross off here. Seaton just redirecting that, making it look so easy into that far corner there for the game's first goal.
We move to the second half as it was 1-0 at the break. 54th minute, Orange County would double the lead.
Yeah, and again, it's just more good movement from Jones. Seaton providing the ball this time to Jones, who's able just to slot that ball right in between the legs of Leaker to get the game winner.
That really seemed to bring Portland to life, as then 5 minutes later, after a couple good opportunities, it was Portland pulling one back.
Yeah, this is really good ball movement there from T2 to find Smith on the end line, and then it's a great cross across the box. It finds Ojeda, who smashes it at the goalkeeper. It's a good initial save, and then it falls to Klickstro, who hits it across goal, and then I think Langsdorff ends up getting the goal.
Then in the 84th minute, off of a restart, Christian Ojeda, a big save by Frederick Dew.
What a great save this is from Dew, and a really good hit there from Ojeda, who thought he had scored that one, but Dew keeping his team in the game and protecting these valuable points for this Orange County team.
Portland will head out to take on Real Monarchs coming up at noon. That'll be next weekend, next Saturday, and that is at Real Monarchs. So back on the road for one and then home for 4 straight. So the next time they'll be back in this building, September 20th against Tacoma Defiance at 7:30 p.m. Well, for our entire team here from Providence Park and my partner Nat Borchers, I'm Fletcher Johnson. Portland, tough today, can't get the result. They fall to Orange County 2-1. Thanks for joining us here this evening, and thanks to our entire team for bringing it to you. We'll talk to you on September 20th for the rivalry that is Portland and Tacoma. Until then, enjoy the early days of fall, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks here from Portland, Oregon.